Hey everyone, how's it going? For today's video, let's take an up close and personal, in-depth look at the very unique Hummer H3 Alpha. And this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the H3. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clipping over the performance data, and show you a bunch of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior.
Special thanks to North Point Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for providing the H3 featured in today's video. For more information on their current inventory, please feel free to check out their website provided in the description box below.
And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. This exterior color is known as birch white, and is paired with an ebony leather interior with pewter color accent piping across the seats and the floor mats.
The H3 Alpha features rack and pinion steering with hydraulic power assistance routed through a thick 4-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with a unique badge in the center. The steering system was revised for 2008, claimed to deliver a better on-center feel and enhanced off-road reliability. The ratio is 17:1 and takes 3.3 full turns to lock, and turning diameter is a relatively light 37 feet. Depending on your engine choice for 2008, there were two transmissions available. With the standard inline 5-cylinder, you can opt for a 5-speed manual gearbox or GM's Hydra-Matic 4L60 4-speed automatic. The new V8 option was only available with the automatic as shown here, routed through a console-mounted leather-wrapped shifter.
And so we're going to flip on the automatic headlamps, fog lamps, and the hazards. The driver's side window is automatic down. And we're going to check out the exterior.
The H3 lineup was the third and final new vehicle series from Hummer, representing the smallest offerings behind the H2 and legendary H1. I've always been a big fan of the brand. Their slogan, like nothing else, resonated throughout their products. Whether it's your cup of tea or not is totally up to you, as they're quite polarizing for many, but there's just something about their immense sizes, brawny looks, and off-road abilities that to me were always something to admire, especially the completely mental H1. They were different, aggressive, and just screamed freedom. The biggest downside to the traditional offerings, aside from almost laughable fuel economy, was in fact how big they were. Speaking more towards the H2, which is a far easier vehicle to daily drive than an H1, its size can still be quite daunting to many, especially when parked next to a Tahoe or Yukon. Therefore, in an attempt to broaden appeal and introduce the Hummer brand to a whole new customer basis, the H3 was launched for 2005. A smaller, more nimble and practical vehicle than the H2 that also promised better fuel economy, but one that didn't have to sacrifice its off-road DNA. Based on the GMT 355 small truck chassis that provided the basis for the Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon, the H3's body-on-frame platform, known as the GMT 345, benefited from a complete redesign, including the addition of more steel cross members and frame boxing, giving it a level of stiffness and durability that you would expect from a Hummer, with far greater maneuverability than any Hummer before it. The front suspension was moved forward about 2.3 inches and 1.2 inches further down, which not only shortens the front overhang but pushes the frame up higher for more ground clearance. The front track is wider on either side by 1.5 inches thanks to longer and strengthened control arms. This is part of the reason why the fender flares project out so much from the body, providing shelter for the oversized tires. It also results in a stellar turning radius as they're far enough away from the frame to have the freedom to steer at greater angles. The H3 Alpha was introduced for 2008, the second Hummer vehicle to wear the Alpha badge since the H1, and the first time an Alpha had been developed through collaboration with GM's Performance Division. Alpha represents the best of what Hummer had to offer in terms of performance, capability, and comfort. Like the H1, the H3 had a number of unique styling bits and plenty of standard luxury features, but the most important was the well-welcomed introduction of a more powerful and capable V8 engine to really set it apart from the base inline 5-cylinder. While the original H3s had a starting MSRP of around $30,000, an Alpha, which pretty much came loaded to the gills, hiked the price closer to $40,000, or slightly higher even with the H3X styling package. While the H3 always represented the majority of Hummer sales for the remainder of production, it could probably have been even higher if the V8 was available on the more affordable entry model. GM's 5.3-liter small block enhanced maximum towing capability by 33% for a total of 6,000 pounds. To allow for the larger engine, the H3's frame and engine compartment firewall structure had to be modified, along with fitting a redesigned oil pan to maintain consistent oil pressures when driving on steep grades.